Hello, hello, welcome. Happy International Women's Day. I'm just getting set up here, making sure everybody can hear and see me. So if you are watching already, please do say hi. Let me know that you're here. I would love to see you. And also, apologies if you can hear my dishwasher in the background. I'll be more diligent in the future to make sure I'm not running it when I do a live show. But anyways, that's how it goes sometimes. So welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, special day today, March 8th, International Women's Day. What does that mean for you? Let me know. I'd love to hear what's your opinion on that. We're going to give it a couple minutes just to wait, or yeah, a few minutes to wait for some people to come in if there is going to be a few people available today. I'm really excited about sharing today. I woke up excited. I even was wishing my female cat a happy International Women's Day. She's not exactly a woman, but she's a female. So, I think that counts. I don't think we have to be in this physical woman form in order to be able to celebrate that. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more today. Thank you for being here and for taking this time for yourself, really, first and foremost. That's the most important. Yes, thank you. If yes, I see a comment coming in. Hi, Nina. Good morning. Happy International Women's Day for you too. Yes. So just wait another minute or two just to see if there's a couple more people coming in. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you do watch it on a replay, you can type in hashtag replay so I get the notification and I know that you're still viewing it. And I can answer any questions or clarify anything that comes up throughout the conversation today. And yeah, I'm really happy and really, really excited. I feel like, or I felt earlier, like almost borderline anxiety. That's something I've been dealing with pretty much my whole life. I've realized now. I didn't always know that was the case, but I realized this morning, it's like, it's not anxiety that's, preventing me from doing it. It's actually it's a fine line in the sand between anxiety or where it comes to like an excitement space. And I really realized today I'm really excited about this live. And then I have a couple other things coming in my afternoon schedule today. Two other groups actually that we're focusing on International Women's Day, and it just feels so exciting and empowering to be part of like-minded communities where people are interested and desire to move forward and to have that empowerment, because it's such an empowering thing. So yeah, thank you for being here. Okay, I guess we'll get started. Let's see. Like I say, if you're coming in and watching this on a replay, just type in hashtag replay. No problem. I know everybody has different kinds of schedules and watches this whenever they can. So thank you for taking the time for yourself. Happy International Women's Day, first and foremost. For those of you who don't know me, I'll just give you a little introduction. My name is Lori Voss Furukawa. And I've been on my healing journey since 2010. Actually, at the end of 2009, I started to develop, or yeah, I guess you could say that. I always think about how do I word this, how it started, but I'll go with that. I started to develop pain in my monthly cycle after a series of vaccinations that I had, because we were moving from Japan to China at the time. And so really the pain started, or my health deteriorated in 2009, but 2010 was when I really started to take charge and started looking into what I could do for myself. And along that journey, I've accumulated a lot of tools for healing and ultimately for self-empowerment. And what does it mean to be empowered or self-empowered? It really means to have your own set of tools that support you and using them, right? Because we can have, you've probably heard the phrase like knowledge is power, but just having the knowledge doesn't really mean anything unless we do something with it. So having the tools or that knowledge, the wisdom, the information that you gain and putting them into practice, that is empowerment. And that's where we can really begin to take our control, take our power back and begin to live a life that we desire. So, from all these tools that I have learned over the years, I've taken the ones that resonate with me the most and that are most self-empowering. And I've put them together and I've created a nutritionally empowering package for you if this resonates with you. And It's a 3-month long program, and that might seem a little bit daunting, like 3 months. But when you think about a transformational journey, 3 months is actually really a pretty short time frame. And in that time frame, um, I will be supporting compassionate people to become nutritionally empowered so that they can live a life they desire. Unlike other nutritional courses, my program offers healing on all levels. Without needing to buy into a product line, my clients learn lifelong, sustainable tools that support them through everyday life for future generations and for the planet we all call home. It's, I mean, just saying these words, they're from my heart. And I really, if it's resonating with you, or if you're feeling a little voice inside your head that's excited or says yes, like step up and listen to that. These signs that we hear and that we see, and that when information is brought forward for us, it's important to follow those signs and to move forward with the things that we can in this lifetime, so we can live that life that we really are destined to have. So, okay, thank you so much again for being here. Happy International Women's Day one more time. And today's topic is learn to nourish the woman in you. What does that really mean? So even if we look at like what does International Women's Day mean, we can search it on Google. And actually, since I said that in my earlier Facebook post today, and I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I should search it on Google since I'm, giving that option out to other people. So I did. And what I came up with was basically it's a day to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women and raise awareness about women's equality and to accelerate gender parity. I wasn't even sure what the word parity meant. I had some guesses, so I had to check that word. And parity is a state of being equal or equivalent. It's an interesting definition, or yeah, I guess you could say definition of how or what we're supposed to be celebrating on this day. And actually for me, there's nothing wrong with that definition per se. However, it does seem, if we take another look at it through another set of lenses, that it's a pretty masculine definition of where we should be kind of judging ourselves by. Like, we're going to celebrate where we've come socially, what we've done economically, culturally, political, all these different things. Absolutely, these are amazing achievements and feats for a lot of women that have stepped up in our in the generations before us. I see that there might be an issue with my signal. Hopefully it comes back without any discrepancies too much in the video. I apologize for that. I'm not sure why. So maybe because this information is so powerful, sometimes that happens energetically as well. We kind of just like blow internet streams out. So bear with me in this talk because it is a powerful talk. And I appreciate you taking the time to be here. And you should also, or I recommend giving yourself that appreciation for taking the time to be here as well. So like I said, these things that have happened socially, economically, that women have taken part of, for example, the right to vote, or women that are having a more political influence, these kinds of things, I'm not demeaning them or not saying they are not important. By all means, they absolutely are important. However, I personally want to focus on digging a little bit deeper and going into the divine feminine. So when we talk about stuff like this, it's not like, or let's go back a step. When we talk about or refer to just the definition that I read out already for you, what Google says that we celebrate International Women's Day is social, economic. So we're measuring all these different things, and they're okay. Yes, we've done good, and we should go do more of these things. Absolutely, yes. But what I feel is lacking for me there is the real true heart and soul, that divine feminine of what we are missing in real, or missing, or what has been squished down for thousands of years already within all of the women and men that exist on this planet. We're going to focus on women today specifically because it is International Women's Day, and I want to take that for as much as it's worth. But I do also believe that we should be, or I don't like the word should. So if I stop myself when I'm speaking, it's because I'm doing my best to use words that I feel are more empowering. Okay. And should is one of them that I am doing my best to get rid of out of my vocabulary. Where was I going with that thought? Oh, yes. So I do believe that it is important to not only honor or celebrate or focus on women's achievements on this particular day, March 8th, but actually to think about it and really focus on it every day. Because the more that we do that, the more nourishing we can look at ourselves, at others. That will give us the opportunity to fully embrace and nourish the woman within you, that divine feminine within you, and also to nourish your children or future generations to come. And the other women in our life as well. It doesn't have to be necessarily children as in young children, but just our friendships and really that divine feminine and nourishing and nurturing that space of that woman, that divine feminine inside of us that for so many years has been pushed down, told to shut up, told we're too sensitive, told we're too emotional, being called bitches, pardon me for my language, when we have our period because, we're dealing with our body, all these different things. And we just, get slashed and crashed and slashed and slashed. And now we have this specific day and we're supposed to think, oh yeah, but women, we've come so far. Again, I'm not saying we haven't, but I believe we can go deeper for real, true empowerment and moving forward for women, for us and for generations to come. So, how do you feel about that? What I say so far? How does that resonate with you? Let me know. I'm really curious. Again, if you're watching it on replay, just type in your response. I'll still come back and see what you have to say. I am really curious. How do you feel about that? What do you even feel about International Women's Day? Was it something that you celebrated when you were younger? Is it celebrated in your country? How is it celebrated? Do the men in your life celebrate it? If you are in office space, do people that you work with celebrate it? What do they do? How, yeah, what is it? I don't know. I'm curious. I really am curious how it is. I think the first time I really heard of International Women's Day actually was when we were living in China, which most people I would have never guessed that kind of thing. But yeah, it was something that there was there. And I thought it was interesting, but I also didn't know much about it. And I thought, okay, whatever, like, what does this day mean? Nobody's doing anything about it. So again, it was kind of just like I pushed it off to the side. Now I am doing my best to see and incorporate things that, how can I really change my perspective on what it means to be a woman and change my perspective about the women around me and also the women that have come before me. So, I'm just looking at my notes here a little bit because I get excited about what I'm talking about, and sometimes I get a little bit, sidetracked or different information comes in and I go different ways. So I have to just kind of keep myself on track with my notes. So if I'm looking down, that's why. So I think also another interesting point is when I mentioned like this Google definition of International Women's Day and how to celebrate it. This parity, the word that I said I also had to look up, and this state of being equal or equivalent. I think that is absolutely nonsense that women and men can be considered equal. And I apologize to you if you feel that that is something that you really believe in. And if it is, that's okay. I'm still open to discussion. I'm not going to say that you're absolutely wrong or put you down by any means. I'm open to discussion. But for me personally, I think women and men are not equal and we cannot be equal. A woman has the ability to create life through her body, inside of her body, and give that life which she creates in there actual a physical plane to be on, to carry that baby, to nurse the baby with her breasts, and to provide milk. We all know men cannot do this. So we cannot, even in that most foundational piece of information, cannot say that there is an equality between men and women. We don't have that space. And I'm not saying one is better than the other either. That's where when we nurture and nourish the divine feminine within all of us, and there is also a divine masculine with all of us that also needs to be nourished, but that's for another day, another topic, or maybe even a whole other series. But that divine feminine, I think that's where, like I say, when we look at the equality and we want to, well, I want the right to work. Yes, women should have the right to work. Yes, we should have the right to say, the right to vote, the right to drive, all of those things. Absolutely, we should have those equal rights. But women and men are not equal. A man can carry way more weights or lift a much heavier box because they are physically built different than women. That's just, again, natural or nature, the way things are. So that's where I feel like this term being equal or equivalent is really actually doesn't really serve us to focus on those things, because we are different intrinsically inside. And when we can learn to nourish and honor what is within us, that's when we can help to create a better world for ourselves and for the future generations and for our planet. And I really truly believe this time we were going through right now is what is going to help produce that new normal, to create the new world that we're going to live in. We need to help and start nourishing ourselves from within so we can nourish on the outside as well. And bringing that focus inward is really important. So how do you really nourish the divine feminine, or how do you go about nourishing the divine feminine? You take your power back. You nourish the woman in you. How do you take your power back? It's not just like, here, I'm taking it back, put it in my pocket, it's mine. You took it from me 1,000 years ago. You took it from my ancestors. I put it in here. Not exactly like that either, right? Because we have to heal. We've been hurt. Our grandmothers were hurt. Our mothers were hurt. Our grandmothers before the grandmothers, before the grandmothers, all of them have been oppressed and been hurt in a lot of ways. And I'm not saying that you have to carry that burden, although there is some of the burden that we carry because ancestrally we are connected to those people that came before us. You can look at a course like Nina's offering that is about past life regression. And this kind of thing, we can start to heal those wounds within us. We don't even know lots of times that they exist. But when we start to dig a little bit deeper, we go, oh, wow, okay, this needs to be cleaned, this needs to be cleansed, this needs to be healed, right? Okay, so when I say taking your power back and nourishing the woman in you, which is our topic for today, I'm going to speak specifically today about mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Okay, because when we can focus on these things, on nourishing these aspects of us, there we will find true health and healing. And it doesn't just come overnight. It doesn't just happen by doing one thing, by adding one drink or special meal into your daily diet or your weekly routine. Absolutely not. It comes on lots of levels, and it takes time. It takes devotion to yourself, to the future generations, to the planet that we all call home. And if these words resonate with you, then this talk is for you, and this information I'm going to share with you is here for you. And if what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. It doesn't have to resonate with you, but I'm here to share my truth and what I feel is going to help us all on this whole planet. So I'm going to start with mental. So the mental aspect of how to really nourish the woman in you, I'm going to say it. You got to start paying more attention to that self-talk, girl. I don't even like calling women girls because I think there is a denotion when we are talking about girls. You think about a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, 7, 8, maybe even up to 10, it's a girl. As these ladies start to get older, what do we still call them? When we talk about 50-year-old women and we referred them to as girls, what are we actually saying? I don't know. How do you feel about that? Have you ever noticed that? Is it something you've thought about before? When we say girl, even, because a girl is little, right? Just like a little boy. These are children. So it's just something to play with. But I encourage you to start paying attention to your self-talk first and foremost. What's going on up here? How often are you judging yourself or criticizing yourself or saying bad things to yourself? My cat comes here because she is in the feminine, right? She feels it. Yeah, right. She's probably hungry. She's a complainer. But anyways, that's not the point. So, yeah. So what's going on up here? What are the thoughts that you say to yourself? Are you constantly like, oh, I'm so stupid, I did that again? When you call yourself stupid, do you call other people stupid? Probably not, because it's not appropriate, right? Most likely. But we tend to do it to ourselves very easily. these kinds of things, what's the self-talk or the self-judgment? You'd be like, oh, I'm so fat now. I read a post recently from a friend, and she's like, oh, after I had my baby, I had all this baby fat and da 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 da, and she was going through all these self-judging things. Yes, it's a process that we have to go through in terms of like, we see the things, we get awareness, and we slowly can start to change them. And I've been there before. I have horrible, horrible years of my life that I spent in complete self-hatred and self-judgment for my body and for my physical body. And that was coming from up here. And it came from stuff that I was reading and seeing on TV and hearing from friends. And I encourage you again, start to pay attention what's going on up here. What are you telling yourself? And just because there is that negative voice inside your head, it doesn't even mean that it's yours. Maybe you heard it from other people. Maybe you heard it from TV channels or video station or radio stations or magazines, or maybe it was a mother or a father that told you that you weren't good enough. My cat might want to come on the video because she seems to be looking to jump on the counter. I hope not. Really dislike when she's even in my kitchen, but I'm doing my best. So anyways, yeah, so paying attention to your thoughts and the words that you're thinking in your head, really noticing what's going on there. That is the first step to really self-empowerment and to nourish the woman in you. And when we start to realize, oh yeah, I said, oh man, I don't like this piece here, and oh, I don't like these flabby arms here. You know what? We can The first is awareness. So, oh shit, I just said that again. Pardon my language. If you don't like swear, sometimes it comes out a little bit. So you start to realize, oh, I'm saying that again about my fat on my arms, but actually, okay, is it really that bad? Does it really, like, we can start to like, is it really that bad? And that's where we can get also empowerment. Okay, yeah, it is really bad. I really dislike this part of my body. What steps are you going to take to change it? That's where the empowerment comes in. What are the steps you're going to do to change it? And also, if there is no actual step that you want to take to change, again, we'll go with the example of the fat on your arm. Then when you come up with this negative self-talk again, when you catch it again, say, stop. No, I've decided I like my arms the way they are, or I'm going to accept the way they are. And I'm just grateful that I have arms that work. You see how the perspectives can shift, the change in this self-talk can completely shift the way that you view yourself. And essentially, it's going to turn into the way you view others as well. So mentally, self-talk, what's going on up here? Start paying attention to that. Start paying attention to that. I need a little sip of my ginger tea. Just a moment. Okay. I see that the video signal is going in and out. I apologize. I'm not sure why. I just see it on my computer where I get the comments are coming up. So say hi if you are here. I think the information I'm sharing today is really powerful, and we can easily just disrupt the energy line. So just breathe through it and know that you'll get the information that's good for you. Okay. So mentally, pay attention to what's going on up here and start to make the changes. Again, moving away from the self-judgment, the blame or the guilt or the shame, because these energies don't serve us. Get rid of them. We can look at them. So that's where I'm going to go to the next one, is the emotional part of our body, or the emotional part of our space, right? The emotional, pay attention to your emotions because they're valid. You're feeling them for a reason. Many times in the past, I've been called oversensitive from being a young girl. I didn't even realize it at the time. Obviously, I was just a young girl, but I was often like, oh, you're so sensitive. Oh, you're always whining and complaining. You're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. And I felt that was a bad thing. And I really did. I thought there's something wrong with me. Why am I so sensitive? Does that resonate with you? Have you been ever told that? I think probably there's a lot of women out there that have, because we are sensitive. We feel things. We notice things. We see it. That's an innate ability within us if you are a sensitive soul. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. We can learn how to manage it. So for example, okay, so yeah, an example. If you were feeling really angry about something, again, for example, say you had a conversation with a friend and your friend wouldn't listen to your opinion, or friend, acquaintance, whoever you want it to be, and they wouldn't listen to your opinion, and they just kept like, oh, well, yeah, you don't even know what you're talking about, and blah, 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 and just keep going at you. And after the conversation's done, you're part your own ways, and you just feel this like, I'm so angry. I couldn't say what I wanted. That person wouldn't listen to me. Oh, I'm so angry, angry, angry. And this conversation keeps going around and going around. That anger, 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 right? So when we're in that space, it's okay, but we can bring a higher level of awareness to it, and that's where we can start to create change. So feel the anger, feel it without hurting others or physically hurting yourself. Feel it. Know what it's about. Get it, don't, because when we push it down, it's okay. I'm okay. It's just, it's just a little conversation. That's when we can actually create a lot of problems in our body as well, just pushing things down. So we want to be able to say, yes, I'm angry about this, and get a journal. If you don't have someone that is a safe place to talk to or a safe person to talk with, get a journal, write it out. Or if you have a meditation space, use your meditation space to work out the feelings as well. So yeah, okay, you're angry about this conversation that you had. And then you can look at, what makes me so angry? Why am I still holding this? Why am I still so angry about this? And then we can start to think, oh, well, maybe it's actually because this person didn't listen to me. They didn't listen to what I had to say. And it makes me angry when people don't listen to me. Okay, so you get where I'm going. So we can get again a little bit deeper. Okay, so you're angry because people don't listen. Valid. Again, extremely valid. But now, why are you angry because someone doesn't listen to you? Maybe when you were a kid, people didn't listen to you. Maybe you never felt listened to. Maybe you never felt validated because no one ever heard what you had to say. I'm not sure, but this is just an example. And we can look at these kinds of things. So even, yeah, if you say, like I say, so, okay, I feel angry because I had this conversation that the person didn't listen to me. And I'm angry because I didn't get heard. And now I'm angry because I want to be heard. Okay. Now we can also look at it, it's like, well, if that person would be able to hear what you have to say, is it going to change their opinion? Is that the point of being heard? Is the point of being heard just to be able to say your words? What is, you see where I'm going? Like digging a little bit deeper. What is the real point of what brings the anger into your space? And what is underlying there? So like I say, maybe you've never felt that you were ever heard. Maybe you never felt that people listened to you. Ah, see, someone's coming here for a visit. Get out of here. What a little rascal. I know she wants more food. She's always like that. So anyways, yes, I think you get the point. If you don't, let me know, because I can bring some more clarity for you here. And I would love to bring clarity for you on any of the topics that I ever talk about. If it doesn't make sense, question me, ask me, because if I can't properly articulate the points and the words that I want to say, I need your help to say, Lori, you're off your rocker here. Something doesn't make sense. Come back to this point because I don't get it. And I will do my best to try to, I will do my best to try and make it clear or bring clarity to the situation. So I think you get the point. Digging deeper, where is the healing that needs to be done? And even if we go back for a second in this story of not being heard, we can look at our ancestors, the women that stood before us. How many of them never had the chance to be heard? How many? Oh my gosh. Just recently I came across a religious, the beginning of Christianity. I was looking at a video, and I'm not going to go into that again. That could be another video series, but I came across Mary Magdalene, and there's actually the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and that's not included in the Bible. I'm not, it's just an interesting space because she had stuff to say, but her words were not shared with us. All the words from the men were shared, but not from this woman that was potentially a very prominent figure. And this cat is back again. She just has something to say today. So she needs nourishment as well. So nourish that divine feminine in you, right? So yes, the women that have come before us also had a hard time to be heard. So maybe there's even residual anger within us that we don't even know about. Oh, this cat is funny. She's always complaining and making noise. She probably feels the anger that I'm speaking about right now, to be honest. If you're watching this on a replay, please type hashtag replay. If you're here now, just say hi. Let me know that you're here. I'd love to hear from you and let me know how things are going. What is this talk that I'm sharing, these words? Do they resonate with you at all? So yes, the residual anger of suppression that women have had to deal with for generations and centuries already, this can be also within us, and we need to break free from that. So the emotions that you feel are absolutely valid. They are there for a reason, but it doesn't mean that we can lash out at people. It doesn't give us the right to do horrible things to other people. Absolutely not. What it does do is that it can empower us to look within and to begin to see, where is this coming from and how can I use this in a creative way? How can I use this productively? This is where the power lies, and that is the space where you can begin to nourish yourself and future generations and the planet that we all live on. Woo! So powerful. It's just so powerful. Let me know if you feel the power as well, because it's running through my blood. Through my veins. It's powerful, and I don't want to be angry about it. But if I do feel angry, I am doing my best to master that anger, to look at what's really bothering me and to turn it around so I can be creative and productive in spaces that actually matter. Because when we sit in anger, we're sitting basically in a pile of poison. So I strongly suggest, feel that poison, get out of it, and make use of it. Yeah. Okay, so let me know if you're here. Does this resonate with you? Are you feeling the power? Happy International Women's Day, everyone, because we are powerful, more powerful than any of our mothers have taught us. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I don't know your mother. But we are powerful, and whatever your mother taught you, use that and move forward with that as well, okay? Now I'm going to take you to the next. So we did mental, emotional, physical. Physical, check in with your body. How does it feel? Do you feel pain often? Do you have a lot of physical ailments? Does things ache on your body regularly? Do you feel pain when you wake up in the morning? These things come also from an emotional space. So we carry our emotional energy, and they do, when we don't deal with our emotions properly, they manifest in our body physically. That's where Reiki can help also to move the energy out. Just a little side note there, that it does help remove those blockages that are unconsciously sitting in our space. So it's really a beautiful opportunity to use a natural, sustainable healing tool as well. We have these things available to us. And when we support each other, when we nourish this space of a community and like-minded people, we can grow and heal together. So check in with your body. What's going on? How are you feeling? Do you have extra weight that you don't like, or extra weight that you notice you're accumulating? You have skin rashes. What's going on? Acne. All these different things are physical things that show up in your body for a plethora of reasons. One of them is, like I say, an emotional energy that can be caught up in your space. And that's where, when we look at things holistically, we can see there's an emotional component or energetic component, if you want to wrap those things together. But it's also the reality of what you put in your mouth. And we all know that as well. You've heard the saying, you are what you eat. Well, it's true. And we really, as a whole, need to get our heads out of this diet plan, slimming regime, diet fads, weight loss trends, all these money grabbing, consumerist, trendy bits and pieces. We need to move away from those fast answers and look at what is actually nutritionally empowering our body. What are the nutrients that you eat on a daily basis that will support you physically? Because I guarantee, without this physical body, you're going to have a hard time in this life, if you're even going to have a life anymore. Because when you're laying on your bed and you can't get up, It's really hard to take those steps to slowly change. It's not impossible, but it's much harder if you're coming from that super sick state of being. When we can start to say, this joint starts to hurt all of a sudden. How come my shoulder's hurting every day when I wake up? We can start to see those little signs that it's telling us in our body, and then we can start to make those changes before it gets really a serious chronic illness, because all the things that happen in our body actually are signs that they would have been shown to us on little tiny things. They get shown, and physically they show up in different ways. But when we can start to listen to our body on another level, we can realize that these things can change, like I say, through clearing out old emotions and through really looking into how do you nourish yourself on a daily basis. Are you eating whole grains regularly? If you've heard any of my talks before from TCM nutrition perspective, you need to be eating whole grains. This is a base. Are you eating fresh vegetables every day? Are you eating fresh fruit every day? Are you having a good, healthy protein source every day? Do you have a healthy nuts or an oil or fat source every day? What is the nourishment that you provide for your body? This is paramount for being healthy and nourishing the woman in you, because without that, we cannot help others. Absolutely not. If you are sick and you are feeling physical pain and emotional pain and all these things, it's really hard to support other people in your life, even if it's the children in your life or your partner or your friends. It's really challenging. And if that is the space that you're in, know that you can get support from other people that can help to give you guiding tools that you can be using to empower yourself. Yes, it is. It doesn't have to be that you have this pain every single day for the rest of your life. I do not believe that that is. I mean, there could be certain ailments out there that maybe there is, and someone can raise their hand and say, well, what about this or what about that? I'm sure there is lots of different things out there that can be affecting us, but I also do believe that when we really approach our health and wellness from a holistic perspective and nourish our full entire body, mind, and soul from a holistic level, we have the opportunity to heal ourselves and empower ourselves. Please let me know if you're here and if you're watching this. Let me know how you feel about this. If it resonates with you, if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. I really would. So, physical, there we go. Last but not least, spiritual. Can be a heavy topic for a lot of people. It doesn't have to be. I'm not here to tell you believe this, don't believe that. If you have a religious practice that you follow and it feels right for you and it makes you feel good intrinsically, that's awesome. That's what I want to focus on. That spiritual space where something that you do on a regular basis that makes you feel good intrinsically, that brings you inner peace, that brings you maybe a sense of clarity, maybe it brings you a sense of hope and trust. It brings you inner peace and light. All of these beautiful things that will be a part of a spiritual practice. And like I say, if it's going to church on a regular basis and praying to whichever God, or if it's having a little altar at home, or if it's doing a meditation in your own space, all of those things can be absolutely beneficial spiritual practices. And they really need to be a part of a holistic healing journey, because without that, it means something is missing. There's a piece where we're going to be left with lots of question marks, and we're going to continue in our mental mind. Well, what about this? But when we can have that spiritual space and that spiritual connection, it gives us that opportunity to have that peace of mind and say, I know within me that the best will prevail, or that love will prevail. That's something that I've been really practicing on in my regular daily spiritual practices, but like the way I walk through my life. Love is stronger than hate. Love is what we all can thrive on. There is not a finite number or finite amount of love that is available. Love is infinite. Love is available for all of us. And I strongly suggest whatever spiritual practice you have or what you find, just make sure it feels good for you inside. It's not harming others, then you're in a good space. It has to bring you light and joy within your soul. Yes, yes, yes. So a simple example, like I mentioned a little bit in this, a spiritual practice that you could take on if you don't have anything yet is even potentially a simple meditation practice. Can be a couple minutes every day. There's lots of guided meditation practices. Yeah, it's, just sitting down a couple minutes every day, calming your mind, focusing on your breath, listening to what comes to you. Because those kinds of things give us an opportunity to turn inward and to have that higher connection when we calm down this mental mind, the monkey mind that goes around and round 1,000 times all the time. I think I was watching a video yesterday, and it said, it was a TEDx video, and I think she said we have 70,000 thoughts a day. 70,000. That's a lot. But only, I think she said 5% of them are new. So it's interesting because that means we're going over a lot of old stuff. And a lot of that old stuff, like we go back when we said the mental piece, can be a lot of old garbage, a lot of old self-talk or judgment of ourselves, judgment of others. So pay attention to those thoughts up there. And when we have a spiritual practice, again, there's that holistic space. It wraps back around. Do you see that? Am I painting the picture for you of this holistic approach to really nourishing that woman in you and really providing that? Can you see this image that I'm painting for you, or is it difficult? Let me know. I would really love to hear your opinion, because if you're not seeing it, I need to think about a different way of presenting my information, because I feel it and I see it. And my cat's back again. She really wants to say hi, and I wish she could be on film in here, but I really don't like her on my kitchen counter. Hi, baby. I'll give you some food later. I'm almost done. I'll nourish you in a bit, okay? I didn't forget about you. Okay, so let me know if you're here. How does this resonate with you? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm so excited to hear your opinions, your feelings. What comes up for you? I'm really curious. So just a quick recap. Really, we want to nourish and heal on all levels. And a very amazing way to do that and to go about this is through mental. So pay attention to the self-talk, emotional, allowing, I wrote down here, the way you feel, what you feel is valid, but it doesn't have to control you. You have the opportunity to break it down, and then we can kind of like release the blocks of whatever it is. I use an example of anger, but it can be also grief. Why is this hurting me so much? Why do I feel such sadness? Break it down a little bit more. When you're ready, allow yourself to feel the feeling that you're going through. And when you feel ready, I'm done feeling this now, but I want to know why it bothered me so much. Break it down. These are self-empowering tools that will absolutely bring you to the next level of awareness and bring you to the next level of living your best life. Absolutely. Next, we have physical. What are you putting in that mouth of yours? Because you are what you eat. And if you have physical ailments and lots of problems in your body, think about what you put in on a daily basis. And also, it goes back to the emotional aspect, as I mentioned earlier as well. What are these emotions that we carry and hold? Are we holding them in? Are we pressing them down all the time? Because those are going to cause issues in our body. They cause blocks and pain and all kinds of yucky garbage that none of us need. So we need to get rid of them all. Clean it out, clear it out, ladies and gentlemen. If gentlemen are watching this too, you're more than welcome to take all these tools on as well, because again, this is actually healing. I say nourishing and healing the woman in you, but actually I want to, as I mentioned at the beginning, more so focusing on that divine feminine. My cat's back again, so let's see. She's probably going to grace us with her presence. And the last aspect I mentioned was a spiritual, and I want to just reiterate, practice what resonates with you. If it feels good inside your soul, I have a candle here, and this cat is just a little rascal. So if it feels good and it resonates with you, do it regularly, as long as you're not hurting other people and you can accept other people's opinions and points of view. Absolutely have that to support yourself. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. And I just want to share with you about my upcoming program, Nutritionally Empowered Transformations, that I have created. Actually, it's been, through the last 12 years of my life, it's been in the works being created, even though I wasn't always aware of it. But as I mentioned at the beginning of today's live session, I've been bringing these pieces together. And in this 3-month program, I will guide you through the fundamental principles of TCM nutrition. And TCM nutrition really is a holistic approach to health and healing. This information that I share with you today is part of that holistic package that we have from the wisdom of TCM nutrition as well. It comes together. It's a part of holistic healing. We cannot, and I will not, only focus on diet if you work with me, because I know and believe that only nutrition is not going to lead us to being in a healthier state. There is many components that contribute to living a healthy, full, vibrant, empowered life. So if you resonate with what I'm saying and you're interested to join my upcoming Nutritionally Empowered Transformation course, I'll give you a little bit of information on some of the things that are in the package. We have 9 group coaching calls over the 3 months where I'm going to be focusing specifically on traditional Chinese medicine. This is a holistic approach to health and healing. There will be a practical application of the information you learn where I will take you through cooking demos, provide you with recipes, and we're going to get creative in the kitchen as well. And if you have ideas, we're going to bring them to the table as well. It's not just that I'm here telling you this is what needs to be done. It's a group space for us to heal and work together. And I will be leading and guiding you through this transformational journey absolutely the whole way through. You will have all the foundational tools, and I will be there supporting you on your transformational journey. Absolutely. There is amazing bonus content as well. If you sign up before March 21st, you can receive a private complimentary clean your cupboards call with me. So we'll be on a call similarly like this. You have your phone or your computer and we'll go through your cupboards together and just kind of go, oh, what stuff really doesn't serve you or your family having them in your kitchen anymore, just to start that process already. So you'll be really ready to move forward when we start the program on April 4th. Yes, that's when we're going to start. Your bonus content as well. You're also going to receive a hatha yoga sequence that I've curated and I've been practicing myself for the last 2, 3, almost 4 years now. And I love it. And it's really, it can be as short as I'd say 10 minutes. I wouldn't want to go less than that, but you could do 5 if you only had 5 minutes some days, 10 minutes to about half an hour. And this sequence is really for balance, strength, and stress relief. And that video of that hatha yoga sequence will be yours forever. Same with all the video recordings of all the coaching calls. It will be for you. There's going to be 3 distant Reiki healing sessions that I will provide for the group. And that will be specifically to help facilitate grace and ease and in your transformational journey, and also just to help remove any blocks that you might be going through. So it can be a more grace and easeful transition on your journey. And I have one more, last but not least, I will also provide you with a healing detox protocol that, because if you get all the beautiful TCM nutrition information in this course, or not if, by getting all the nutritional information in this course, you will have the knowledge how to empower yourself and lift yourself up. But there's a reality that previously, months ago, years and years ago, we might have did a lot of damage to our bodies. So we want to be able to also clean that out, and having a safe protocol to clean that out is really important as well. So I actually don't like sharing it with a lot of people because I don't believe that everybody is capable of doing a healthy cleanse if they don't have the actual life force to support them in the cleanse. Because when we clean things out, it can weaken our body. So we need to have the strength to maintain our health and vitality as well. So it's an interesting space, but if you join up for the course, you will get the detox protocol, absolutely. The course, as I mentioned, begins on April 4th, so 4/4/22. And we have a special foundational member price for you. It's €888. And the price will be going up in the following round. So if this was resonating, take this opportunity. It's a foundational member price. If you need to work on a payment plan, let me know. We can definitely work something out as well. Not an issue. You can email me at ninalaurie@easternbalance.org. And Nina's name has 2-letter I's in it. You can also message me on Facebook as well. And absolutely, if you feel like this is something that you are ready for, do it, do it, do it, do it. I'm so excited to share this information with you because it's empowering. It's so empowering. And I love empowering other people so they can make healthy choices on a regular basis to live their best life for future generations and for the health and future of our planet. Thank you so much for being here. Happy International Women's Day. I hope you enjoyed this live session that I've provided for you today. I do hope that you have found some gems in here to help nourish you on your journey, because it is key that we help support each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I wish you all the best. Please feel free to like and share this video, comment on it, let me know how and what comes up for you, because like I say, if we need some clarification, or even if it just feels really good, let me know. And if it feels really bad, let me know too, because I honor all of those feelings in you, because they are valid and you are valid and you are awesome. And I wish you the best day, and take care, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Happy International Women's Day. Bye for now.